It was a simple antique mirror. Nothing special. I found it at a yard sale, tucked in the back corner, collecting dust like every other forgotten object. But there was something about it that caught my eye, something that made me take it home. It was an old, wooden-framed mirror, heavy for its size. Its glass was foggy, and the silver backing had started to peel. The seller mentioned it was from the early 1900s. He said it had been in a family for generations. I didn't think much of it, thinking it was just another vintage find to add to my collection. That night I hung it in the hallway of my apartment right across from the front door. It felt oddly placed, but I didn't think it would matter. I was wrong. It started subtly. At first, it was just the way the light in the hallway seemed to shift when I passed by. The mirror would reflect more than I remembered. The angles felt off, like it was capturing moments that never happened. But I dismissed it. I figured it was the old glass warping the reflections in strange ways. But one night, something different happened. I woke up at 3 a.m., the witching hour, and when I glanced into the hallway, I saw someone standing in front of the mirror, a figure in the reflection. It wasn't me. It wasn't anyone I recognized. It was a man, tall, dressed in dark clothes, with a face I couldn't make out. His features were blurred, but his eyes were the only clear part of him. Black, empty, like hollow pits staring into my soul. I froze, not sure if I was dreaming or awake. When I finally gathered the courage to move, the figure was gone. But the next night, it happened again. And the night after that. Each time the figure would be closer. First, he stood at the edge of the mirror. Then the next night, he was halfway across the reflection, his hands now pressed against the glass. I could hear a soft tapping, like he was trying to break through. Worst part? Every time I looked at him in the mirror, he started to smile. Slowly. That hollow grin stretched across his face until it was no longer a smile, but something far worse. A knowing smile. I didn't tell anyone. I thought they'd think I was crazy. But I knew I had to do something before it got worse. I started researching the history of the mirror, hoping to find something that could explain what was happening. That's when I found it. The original owner's name was Thomas Abernathy, a man from the early 1900s who lived alone. Neighbors said he was obsessed with his reflection. He'd stare into mirrors for hours, muttering to himself. They said he believed his reflection could show him his true self, the person he was meant to be. But one day, he disappeared. There was no trace of him. The police found his apartment, untouched, except for one thing: the mirror. It was left behind, facing the door just like I had it in my hallway. The final note in the article was chilling. Abernathy was never seen again, but the mirror was said to reflect something far more sinister than his own image. That night, I stood in front of the mirror, staring at the dark reflection. I could feel the air growing heavier around me. My own reflection was faint, but behind it I saw him again, closer now. His smile stretched wider, his hollow eyes glowing in the dark. I turned away, but I could still feel his presence behind me. The tapping was louder now, almost deafening. I couldn't take it anymore. I grabbed the mirror and ran toward the door, desperate to leave, but the door wouldn't open. I tried again, panic rising. I turned the handle, but the door was stuck. Then I heard it. A voice, low, rasping, coming from the mirror. "Let me in." I can still hear it sometimes. That voice. That figure, still in the mirror, waiting for me to look back. And sometimes, when I glance into my reflection, I swear I see something, or someone moving just behind me. I've moved twice since then, but the mirror is always with me. I've tried to leave it behind, but every time it finds its way back to me. And I wonder, what happens when I finally let him in?